Urgent news flash. News flash. Urgent. Steam has and is suddenly emanating from the Fukushima Nuclear Power Plant Reactor 3. Now, I did a video on this last night, but now I've got some detailed information for you. The west coast of North America should begin preparations for possible radiation cloud within 3 to 5 days. This news flash is urgent. Persons residing on the west coast of North America should immediately begin preparing for another possible onslaught of dangerous atmospheric radiation from the Fukushima nuclear disaster site in Japan. The Tokyo Electric Power Company says the radioactive steam has suddenly begun emanating from the previously exploded nuclear reactor building of reactor number 3 at the Fukushima disaster site in Japan. I have some pictures that I want to show you. Here you go. From the nuclear site there in Japan. You can see the puff of smoke. It's not just a puff of smoke. It is a very highly radioactive cloud of radiation permeating into the air, creating an absolute apocalyptic scenario. I repeat, this can create an apocalyptic scenario, as this high levels of radiation could bring devastating health, diseases, cancerous, and even death. This is very, very, very disturbing. Now, I did a video on this yesterday on my channel. You can watch right here on these YouTube channels. And I've also did a report on it last night live on my show. There is nobody in the main media, not hardly anybody, reporting this. I have found 3 news sources that have, all of which are quite obscure, like E&E News. And this right here is Turner Radio Network. And also, I have a report on this from another agency. Very few. And nobody in the mass media. But this radiation cloud, of course, will be carrying radiation over the west coast of America by tomorrow, December 31st. New Year's Eve, we're going to be invaded with nuclear fallout from Japan. New Year's Eve, radiation visitation coming from Japan. Are you serious? Are you serious? What? Are you serious? Well, why isn't CNN covering it, Paul? Where's ABC News? Where are all these other guys? Because they don't know what to do. What can they do about it? What do they want to do? If they go on there right now and tell you what I'm telling you, there will be such a panic, and FEMA will be called, and nobody has a gas mask, and they won't nobody know where to go, and there'll be total chaos. You see, Japan's government has hid this from their people for almost 3 years. That's why they're all dying over there. Something biblical is going on. The Bible said in Joel chapter 2, there will be signs in the heavens and on the earth, blood and fire and vapors of smoke, all in the end times, just before the coming of the Lord. In Joel chapter 2, there will be signs in the heavens and on the earth, blood and fire and vapor of smoke, and the sun shall be turned to darkness, and the moon in the blood, before the great and notable day of the Lord shall come. And so I'm telling you now, you need to prepare your souls. You say, how do we escape? How do we deal with this, Pastor Begley? You deal with these situations, whether it's persecution or catastrophic events. This ain't the wrath of God, what you're seeing here. This is the results of man's sins and greed and lies. This ain't the wrath of God. This is mankind doing this to himself. Trust me, you don't want to be here for the wrath of God. So what do we do, Pastor, until then? You need to get saved and plead the blood of Christ over your body, over your family, over your home. You need to have the protection of the blood of Jesus Christ, because there is no other equipment, there's no other force field, there's no other source of protection. You can dig yourself a shelter underground if you want to, but you can't escape radiation. I'm Pastor Paul Begley. I'm giving you the update on the end time breaking news happening in Japan.